Boop. Boop. Let me see what I gotta do over here. Do I gotta lift this side up some more? Huh? Huh? Do you need to lift it in your spirits a little bit over there, buddy? Okay, we get you going like that. Ooh, that look kind of janky. Look like where my people from, Jenkinsville, South Carolina. Can't do that one. Gotta have it a little straight over there. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, Bugatti's live right now, y'all. How y'all doing this morning? That's why it's always good that we start a little early, because you never know what we got to do when it comes down to fixing things to make it work, you know? But you never get stressed out, because guess what? We always make it happen, right? How y'all guys doing this morning? Let me get this camera a little bit better than what we got right there. Told you we got to get up out of Jenkinsville. Yeah, we going to get up out of Jenkinsville. Get this light going right there. Okay, y'all, cool. How y'all doing this morning? What time we got right here? I may have a little bit more time to mess and fool around with this thing. Let me get it just a little bit better, you guys, because it's looking like your brain on drugs right now. Let me just work it out a little more. I think I see a nice line going up there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Look like we're going to have to go with that right there this morning, you guys. I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. Fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Truth. Will we ever find the truth when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein Files? Y'all ready to go? Because I am. Yep, I'm ready. Woo, I think we're just about good. I want to make sure that you guys see that entire screen. I think you can see it, as long as you can see Mountbatten over there. Yeah, you got me over there in the cut. It's time to get it going, you guys. That was a little bit of work right there for me. How y'all doing this morning? Put in a couple of quick prayers real quick for Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, Jeffrey Spilker, Liberty and Justice. Also, we got Casey in the building. Who's that? Yohani, okay, Yohani. Oh, we got Casey, Jeffrey Spilker, Southeast Lisa. Also want to give out some love to Sam Champion and everybody else that's got love for the show, you guys. Let me go ahead and get my line up straight again over here. How you guys doing this morning? Come on in, grab your coffee. It's time for the show. It's time to get busy. It's time. I'm ready to go. And guess what? I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. I love doing that. And we have to wind it up. Wind it up. Give them the energy. Wind it up. Wind it up. It's 6 o'clock somewhere, y'all. I know homeboy better get on point, because I know it's gotta be 6 o'clock. Come on, take that energy. One more time. One more time. 6 o'clock? Y'all look at y'all clock real quick and tell me what time it is. Olay. Don't play. Okay. And you know what we got to do, right? We got to open up those pores. We got to open up those pores. That's right, you guys. Good morning for this Tuesday morning. We got to open up those pores. We got to open up those pores. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, oh, hey, snap your fingers, two-step. You can do it all by yourself. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain. You know me. Convict music, nappy boy, ooh-wee. I know the club, close at 3. What's the chances of you rolling with me? Back to the crib, show you how I live. Let's get drunk, forget what we did, and I'ma buy you a drink, ooh-wee. I'ma take you home with me. I got money in the bank. Shorty, what you think about that? I be in the gray Cadillac, we in the bed like, oh, 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 we in the bed head like, oh, oh. You want me to keep going? What? Meet me at the bar. Respect Big Pimpin'. Y'all know I had to get open this morning, right? Because if bump that B. It's Tuesday the 30th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. She snapping. Whoa, y'all can't tell me I don't sing good. You know why? Because that was auto-tune, because you can't tell the difference. What would I have sounded like if I was auto-tuned? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. We're at the #1 show on YouTube. This is Our Bottom Line. Number one host and the #1 co-host in the super chat here. I'm in the chat here. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday morning, because I know I am. I hope you guys are ready, because all I'm going to ask you guys to do is what? That's right. I got 5 on it. I'm going to stack 5 videos at a time. I'm going to ask you guys to do what? Stay on topic, stay on point. Make sure that you guys are trying to keep the chat going. This way, we have a great storyline and a great objective to get to. Not only that, but you guys, it makes a good show when we stay on topic, because everybody stays on point. I know you guys like to have different content going on in the chat, but again, do me that favor and let's see if we can try to stay on topic. Also, let me know where you're chiming in from, what time it is, where you're chiming in from, what city, state, or country. I love going to do the research. We got some stuff coming up in Taiwan. We got another thing coming up in Cambodia. We've got another clip even in Japan. So yes, we go everywhere to find content. I'm hoping that you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday morning. If you're still celebrating your holiday, peace and blessings to you guys, and season's greetings. It's almost New Year's, so yes, it's almost time to celebrate our 1-year anniversary here on YouTube, on this platform, every single day, consistently doing our thing. So 2 more days to that. I can't wait, you guys. Let's get it going, because what do we have here? Let's get into these titles. It's time to go. It's time to get to work. We have truth. Will we ever find the truth when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein Files? You know what? I hope so, because I'm actually tired of putting that in my title as a clickbait, as something to get people to come over. I'd love to find out what the next story is. I'm going to be the first person to say it. Let's keep on moving forward, because secondly, what do we have here? Has Russia and Ukraine finally created a path to end the 4-year-old war? What do you guys think? We're gonna talk about that. We have some information coming from Vladimir Zelensky as well as Vladimir Putin. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because last but not least, what do we have? Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. ICE, ICE, baby. Get them! That's right. That's what we got coming up. We got ICE are actively arresting illegal migrants now. Where have they gone? They're in Columbus, Ohio, actively pursuing, actively doing their thing. And we got a lot to get into, you guys. Just want to say another quick shout out to everybody that's came in just now. We've got Lanyen Bueno, Terry's here. We got Connie, Jeffrey, Rebecca Lanyen, Liberty and Justice, Broken Arrow, Mateo, and much more. Who's that down there with those gloves? I see you, Terry Cohen and Karen. Thank you guys so much for rubbing up with those, for getting those gloves going. And if you've been a member for longer than 2 months, you need to send your your address in so that you can get your decal. That's right. Everybody else that sent their addresses in have already received their decals. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because guess what? We got a show to get into. Let's get into some stuff right now. Let's get right into President Trump's speech. He's talking with Kash Patel on a couple of various topics. I can't find this clip anywhere, so I'm taking it where I can get it and whatever I get out of it.
Are you kidding? Nothing. They write stories. Why aren't they doing this? And we'll leave. I don't have to leave it up to them, but I choose to at this moment, at least. But there's never been anybody treated in the history of politics. You know, they say the 2 worst treated presidents by the media, etc., was that man right there, the late, great Abraham Lincoln, and this guy right there, Andrew Jackson. They say Andrew Jackson was treated terribly. They give him number 1 and number 2, but that was before I came along, Newt. I say I have number 1 times 10. Nobody's been treated like I've been treated. And I did a great job. You know, we had a great first term. And we had one of the most successful economies in history, et cetera. I rebuilt the military. We did a tremendous amount. The last part, we had a horrible thing called COVID, and we handled that well. We made ventilators for nations all over the world. We did a great job. Probably never get credit for it. Look at the therapeutics, the Regeneron, all the different things, the vaccines, all the things we did. We did a great job, but we had to focus on that. But we had the best economy in the history of our country. We're blowing it away right now. Look at the stock market. It hit another all-time high today.
Actually,
that's 48 days.
It did.
Out of the few days that I've served. 48 days have already hit record highs.
That's good for the stock market, buddy. What about the people on the street? I ain't trying to go there, y'all. Don't beat me up.
And we have, maybe most importantly, the number. We have now, I was saying 17, it's over $18 trillion is being poured into our country. It's because of the election and because of tariffs. Without the tariffs, you wouldn't have probably 18 cents. It's because of the tariffs, because there are no tariffs if they build in our country. And they understand that. So we have medical companies coming over. We have the AI. We're dominating China in AI. Everybody said that's impossible. We're dominating. I'm letting these massive plants build their own electric generating plants. They're becoming utilities in addition to everything. Maybe they'll make more money with that. Who knows?
Now, something like that would be good because hopefully that'll get more jobs going with those plants because they're going to need more people and more workers, especially construction workers and everything that goes along with that. Money's going to be generated with that. So hopefully that happens soon, you guys. Let's go. Let's get on over to Mar-a-Lago because we got more breaking news from President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu as he arrives for a meeting with President Trump. Let's keep on going, you guys. We got a lot to cover today. We're going to have a fantastic show. I got a lot of coverage in different areas to cover this morning. Let's go.
Right now, let's see if we can listen in.
For last 3 days.
President Trump, are you going to have a green light for another attack in Iraq?
Mr. President, how quickly should you hope to move to phase 2 of the peace plan for Gaza?
As quickly as we can, but there has to be a disarmament. You know that we have to disarm with Hamas. So one of the things we'll talk about certainly, but there has to be a disarming of Hamas. Otherwise, very quickly. Yeah.
Can you say anything more about the explosion in Venezuela that you mentioned in a radio interview? Did the military do that? Can you share any more details about that?
Well, it doesn't matter, but there was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
Is that part of the strike that the U.S. is talking about?
I don't want to comment.
President Trump, yesterday there was an explosion overnight in the Russian state that Ukraine tried to hit the residence of President Putin. Do you have any information?
No, I don't know about it, actually, and I don't, I just heard about it, actually, but I don't know about it.
We're talking about what we reported yesterday about that urban area that got struck, and they're saying that Ukraine is taking responsibility for that, you guys. It's just gaggle, different stuff going on. Let's keep on moving forward now. Let's get on over to Russia, actually, because now I got another video I want to show you guys where this Russian diplomat was sent to a penal colony for treason. He's been found guilty of selling secrets to the United States. He received 12 years. Hopefully he only get the 12 years because you know how it is over in those other countries, right? You mess around and go to jail and next thing you know, you don't get out. Let's keep on going, you guys. This is crazy.
A Moscow court sentenced a former Russian diplomat to 12 years in a maximum security penal colony for passing secrets to U.S. intelligence. According to the Federal Security Service, the diplomat was found guilty of treason while on a posting to the United States. The FSB, the main successor to the Soviet-era KGB, says that Arseniy Konovalov proactively transferred secret information to American intelligence for monetary compensation. Russia's state news agency later released video footage showing Konovalov being detained while traveling in a van, appearing visibly shocked. As
You see his eyes like this. He looked like the one of the librarians off of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Not the librarian, the one, I forgot what movie that was. What movie was that? I forgot what movie that was. The fat guy. I forgot what movie he looks like. I can't remember.
officers informed him that he was suspected of treason. He was found guilty under Russia's treason statutes, one of the most serious criminal charges in the country. Konovalov was detained by the FSB in March 2024 following what the agency described as a counterintelligence operation. The precise nature of the classified material that he is accused of passing to the United States intelligence is not known yet. The sentencing comes amid heightened tensions between Russia and the United States, with both sides frequently accusing each other of espionage, cyber operations.
I remember now. Remember that movie where the guy came up to the guy while he was at work and he was like, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and move all your stuff to the basement. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and he just kept on moving them to another part of the building. That's who he reminded me of. He looked just like that guy that was sitting there like, yeah, well, I just was sitting here and you just moved me here. I mean, he looked just like that guy to me.
And covert influence campaigns.
And he looked scared to death right there, boy. Because again, you don't know what's going to happen in one of them Russian jails, man. I saw another movie when I was little that made me never want to go to Yale. And I'm not talking about the college. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Yes, and you guys know what I'm talking about, Rebecca Lanyon, Bruno. Office Space. Y'all, that's why I rock with y'all. We can do this all day. That's why I rock with y'all. Y'all knew exactly who I was talking about because y'all know Office Space. Yeah, they moved me. Just move me down here. Is it possible? You didn't even give them a chance to talk. Let's keep on going, you guys, because now we got the Americans that is about to feel this Trump economic impact. As Brian Kilmeade says, what do you guys feel about this? Do you still feel the same way about President Trump? I want to ask you guys this question. Are you feeling the same way as you started off in the beginning of the year about the president that's going on right now? Do you have the same, let's say, level of, belief in policy, belief in this, in like standing behind this and what he's got going on? I want to know as far as that's concerned, because I'm not going to ask you personal things like if you voted for him, but if you're for the person, that kind of gives me an idea. I want to know if you guys still feel the same way. Okay, we got Harry, that's, who's that right there? Terry Cohn says, yes, I do. Got another person that says, yep. A lot of people that's saying yes. Yes, I don't have faith in anyone else in government. Liberty and justice. You know what? Especially when it comes down to doing certain things. And I keep on telling you guys, I am not part of one party. But when a party is for something that I believe in, I got to rock with them on that. Because think about it like this. I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me. If I would have went the other way, we would have had all this broken wristed stuff going on and all the stuff in the schools. I'm not with that part. So I got to go with, that's one of the major reasons right there. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's keep on stacking this debt. Told you we got a good show.
On overtime, Social Security, big
We're talking about the
tax break, investments from abroad, investment accounts for newborns, and there's supposed to be bigger than ever tax returns. That should juice and stimulate the economy. Perhaps we need to look into the past for assurances on the future and heed the advice of none other than Ronald Reagan himself.
We can do it by slowly but surely working our way back to prosperity that will mean jobs for all who are willing to work and fulfillment for all who still cherish the American dream. We can do it, my fellow Americans, by staying the course.
That's who Donald Trump needs. He needs that fun music, that upbeat music. Meanwhile, a CBS poll on the impact of Trump's policies on you financially and the 2026 expectations. Let's break it down. 18% say they're no better financially in 2025 than they were in 24, but 27% feel as though things will be better in 26. 50% now financially worse off, but 45% are optimistic they'll be better off in 26. Why?
Will they ever be better? Will they actually be better off than they think?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
Also, you guys, this may be our last day of having to deal with reverse letters. We've got an appointment at 11 o'clock for somebody to come in here and see if they can make some sense of our background, flip the screen situation. So yeah, we've already got that appointment set up. Wish us luck. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got new details that emerge about this U.S. Christmas strike in Nigeria. They were actually working together with the United States of America, who took part in this cooperative operation. Thank you. Let's go, you guys. Let's get this news out of here.
In tonight's deep dive, new details emerging about the U.S. military's Christmas Day strike in Nigeria. President Trump saying ISIS terrorists were targeted for killing Christians in the region. U.S. and Nigerian officials now confirming they worked together on the operation, which they say killed multiple terrorists. Joining me now, Zulfat Suara. She made history in 2019 as the first Nigerian-born woman elected to any political office in the U.S. She serves as a councilwoman at large in Nashville and Davidson County, Tennessee. Zulfat, thank you for joining me. First off, just your reaction to the strikes in your native country on Christmas Day.
Thanks, Zach, for having me. I think when the news first came out, it was a little bit troubling because it came out in the middle of the night when they were still sleeping. And many of us are baffled that the U.S. president unilaterally attacked a sovereign country. And of course, immediately having families in Nigeria, families in both South and Northern Nigeria, waiting to talk to them, to call them to see what's going on. Those were the reactions. But everyone knows that this conflict has been going on for a long time. A lot of Nigerians have died because of this. And so, just knowing that there's an end in sight was also a welcome relief for a lot of us.
Zulfat, how significant is it to see the U.S. working together with Nigerian officials on this operation?
It is significant, and I applaud the Nigerian government knowing that maybe they have limited means to curb what's been going on for a long time. Like I said, it's been a lot. A lot of Nigerians have died, Muslims, Christians, over different reasons, and so it cannot keep going on. And so putting the safety of Nigerians on top of everything and asking for help, I applaud it, and I'm glad that they also keeping control. Nigeria is still in charge. Nigeria is still a sovereign country. Nigeria is still making the calls. And so that's very important as well.
So they're staying in power, but all they did was ask for help, and President Trump did it and helped them out. I don't got no problem with that, especially when I seen those men walking up inside of those churches and walking up inside of all of those schools and taking those little girls out of there in the hundreds and the thousands with no excuse. And then I can't even say the words and the things that they was talking about what they was doing with them, which is terrible. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. That's something that I agree with. See what I'm talking about? Guarantee a bunch of people in the chat agree with it too. Exactly. Especially when you're just bothering somebody because of their religion or something like that. Man, get my bags, meet me at the airport. Are you crazy? We're supposed to have differences of opinions. We're from different places. So you're gonna get mad at somebody? Man, listen, I ain't even gonna go into that. I'm okay with what just happened. Let's get on over to Washington, because we got new details on a case against alleged DC pipe billsnarmer who details on a case in January, remember on the 7th? Very interesting information where this guy kept wiping his phone every month. How did he know how to wipe his phone every month? He was up on to something right here. This is that, I can't say that word. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to let them say it. Let's go.
Some more of the updates that we are following from over the weekend as we are learning new details on a case involving the alleged January 6th pipe bomber. Taking a look here at a social media post from our team at Fox 5 in DC that includes a photo of that suspect. Now, new details show the clearest picture yet behind the DNC-RNC pipe suspect and why he claims to have done what he did. His confession and other new information coming out in a recently filed DOJ memo. Fox 5 DC's Stephanie Ramirez live outside of DC's federal courthouse. She has more on this story.
So he confessed. Stephanie. He confessed already.
Good morning, and I hope you don't have any trouble hearing me as an ambulance passes by. Should be clear in just a second.
That's right, Casey. Pipe billsnarmer. You won't be getting me out there. Let them say it. Y'all gonna know the Latin after a while. Soon we gonna be like, yo, Wilson, what's up? Y'all gonna get it after a while. All you gotta do is shift a couple of words around just to be safe. You know what I'm saying?
But yes, want to share some of the information coming out in this DOJ memo that includes that the suspect was found to have cleared his phone here. It's a factory reset, or what they call a wipe, found to have done so between December 2020 and as recently as up to a few hours before his arrest on December 4th, done so 943 times. And there is even more information on this in those core documents, including, as I read some here, that the first factory reset or wipe event took place on December 15, 2020. The next such event did not occur until July 15, 2022. From that date, the factory reset.
Okay, so I can see what's going on here. I'm sorry, it's not my fault that I can break it down and see what's going on in that photo. Here we have a Pilsnipe. That's a Pilsnipe pipe, right? I don't know what's inside of that pipe, but that's a kitchen timer right there. That little white thing right there is a kitchen timer. And these are closures so that it can close in whatever's in there. And the same thing is going on over here. This metal pipe, whatever's inside of it, sealers on the outside of it to seal in whatever, and then that white thing in the middle is a kitchen timer.
Or wipe events occurred at least once a week. On some days, the device appears to have been wiped multiple times in the same day. I was looking it up, in July 2022 was actually around the time the House Select Committee was holding its hearings on January 6th and everything that had happened there. Now, this information, new photos of the devices, even a map showing where the suspect's cell phone had pinged towers around the scene. This is all coming out in a 23-page unsealed memo recently filed by the DOJ ahead of the suspect's detention hearing tomorrow. In these new documents filed, though, investigators say 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. of Woodbridge, Virginia, admitted to the crime after nearly 2 hours of denying any involvement, and that he did come forth with this after authorities showed him some of the evidence they had collected in this almost 5-year-old case. Now, we know from sources the suspect had expressed doubts of the 2020 presidential election results. In the DOJ filing, Cole allegedly said he wanted to target the country's top political parties because they were, quote, in charge. He also spoke about not caring for either party and is quoted as saying something just snapped. After confessing, court documents say Cole explained in detail where he purchased the pipe bomb materials, that he had learned to make one ingredient from a video game. He also reportedly told investigators he was pretty relieved when the devices did not detonate. Prosecutors saying, though, that these devices, they could have not only harmed innocent people or those working at the DNC and RNC offices, but it could.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch on you, man. You gave up all the goods, and I'm going to see what your lawyer going to do, because you ain't going to have no lawyer like Luigi or the other guy. They ain't going to be able to look out for you too much. I don't think there's going to be anybody that actually wants your case. Let's keep on moving forward, but also, I want to be thankful that a lot of those bills noms didn't go off and hurt a lot of people. Amen to that, because even the good stuff, we definitely got to pray about that. Let's get on over to Washington with a little bit of Epstein cover-up information. They say it's going to continue no matter what. We're going to have a whole bunch of this, that going on, but guess what? Are we really going to peel the layers off and find out what's really going on? They're saying that there's never going to be any clarity when it comes down to this Epstein situation, you guys. I don't know. We've been following it for almost a year now. We're just starting to get information coming out on it. The reason why we're actually covering it now is because we're getting new information. But we've been on this story for at least, what, 8 months now? So do I feel that we're getting any progress? Yes, but let all the files go and less redactions. Let's keep on going.
Justice Department is a multi-leveled onion, and I've said this all along. I wish they just fired them all, fired every dadgum one of them, and started over, because you're never going to get to the bottom of this thing, Chris. It's just like the Kennedy assassination. I was on this committee this year, and I asked a doctor the question of, did I think there was more than one bullet? And he said, of course there's more than one bullet. And he shows a diagram of Kennedy's head and the way the bullets went. You know, I mean, he was in the room there when they brought Kennedy in. That should have been a national news story. This is Washington, D.C. 101, wow. Chris. You grew up in it. I've just been brought into it rather late. But it's all a cover up. The whole place is slimy. People want to call it a swamp. I said, quit calling it a swamp, man. Swamp is something pretty cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives around it. This place is a sewer. It is man-made. It is crooked as a dog's leg. Both parties have sold out to the sewer, not to the swamp. There is a uniparty, and we're all just, I'm the 435th most powerful member of Congress. Nobody gives a rip what I say. We're all just out here dangling on a string. But until America gets off their butts on Election Day, that's Democrats and Republicans, and sees what's going on, and we have more than 12% of the dadgum population going to the polls, Chris, this kind of stuff will happen every day. It happens every time. You're right. The Democrats had this stuff for 4 years. They didn't do anything. We've had it for, I guess, 9 months now, maybe. Now we're putting this stuff out, and it's heavily redacted. Well, of course it's going to be heavily redacted. This is Washington. This is what we've created, and we've allowed this to infiltrate.
I like to see somebody actually admit it. Somebody's actually admitting it here, y'all. Let's double tap the screen and get those likes up.
We've allowed this bunch of dirtbags in Washington, D.C. to control our lives. I was in a meeting like this past week, Chris, and I'm not, I just say I was in a situation where I can't talk about I just say that I can't talk about the subject or what we were talking about. But so we asked a question, and they said that the president was on a need-to-know basis. I mean, you think that our leaders are actually running this place? You got another thing coming, man. You need to get out and experience reality some ways. I'm sitting here on my farm in Tennessee, and I'm loving life. But I know the reality of what's going on around me. There is evil in this world, brother. There is evil. And we need and you said it in your earlier spot, we need some Old Testament judgment to come down on these people. Because one little girl, I was in the meeting, and I say one little girl, she was a little girl when she was raped. And I hate it when people say they had sex with old men. They didn't have sex, they were raped. They were violated. The most horrible things happened to these ladies, little girls. And this girl said, I blacked out everything in my memory. And God gives people that ability sometimes when something's just so horrific. And she said, I want to see those files so I know what's in them. And I said, do you want them released? And she said, no, I don't. I wish people would understand, though, there's a group of people out there that are involved in this, that don't want their names released.
They don't have to have their names released, but I think the files need to be released so that the people that actually were caught up in these situations, I've been saying it for 2 or 3 months now, they can actually look at the files and see if everything is legit. They can say, hey, that's me. It sucks, but hey, that was my situation right there. Why they redact such and such name? Yeah, let those files out, and let's start getting the witnesses to sit down and break the files down to us. What do y'all think about that one? Let's keep on moving forward. I don't normally do this, you guys, especially when it comes down to communist countries and stuff like that. But I have a soft place in my heart for mothers, especially for mothers when they feel the love and the loss of their child, because no parent should bury their child. We're going to go over to Japan right now. We got the mother of Karoshi victim who lost her life from overworking. This is something that's crazy. This is something that nobody even thinks about. And her goal is to try to get some reform going on, because she lost her daughter only to what? Overworking. I mean, like, you serious? You would never think of something like that happening to us over in this country. Check this out, you guys. It's a pretty long story. I gotta do it though.
This is a photo of Takahashi Matsuri, who took her own life on Christmas Day of 2015 when she was 24 years old. Her death was recognized as karoshi, or death from overwork. Her mother, Takahashi Yukimi, held a press conference in Tokyo on December 24th. But as she began to speak,
she said, I'm sorry for crying.
祭りがいない10年目の
This is the 10th Christmas without Matsuri.
クリスマスを迎えます。2015年12月
On December 25th, the morning of Christmas Day, Matsuri ended her life only 24 years old.
25日クリスマスの朝、祭りはわずか24歳の人生を閉じました。あの日から
10 long years have passed since that
長
day.
い年月、何度
No matter how many
季節
seasons
が巡っても
pass, my time remains
私の時
frozen
間はあの
on
日の
that
まま
day.
止まっています。どんなに時
No
が
matter
過
how
ぎ
much
ても
time Matsuri is in my precious and my dear daughter.
祭りは大切な愛しい娘です。弾けるような
Her bubbly smile, her warmth as she hugged me and told me she loves me. The time we climbed Mount Fuji together.
さん大好きと抱きしめてくれたぬくもり、一緒に登った富士山、お母さんいつまで
She took me out to dinner saying she wants me to stay healthy.
も元気でねと食事に連れて行ってくれた。10日後
I never imagined 10 days later I have to go see my daughter who had turned cold.
行くことになるとは思いもしませんでした。
Matsuri had joined major advertisement agency Dentsu that year. Her mother said there was a time when her daughter worked 47 hours straight and then returned to the office 40 minutes later. Around that time, Matsuri shared her thoughts on social media.
Nah. We're not going to just let that get by. H to the A. No, we're not letting that get by.
And then returned to the office 40 minutes later. Matsuri had joined major advertisement agency Dentsu that year. Her mother said there was a time when her daughter worked 47 hours straight and then returned to the office 40 minutes later. Around that time, Matsuri shared her thoughts on social media.
This is the daughter speaking now. She says, I'm starting to wonder why what I'm even living for.
She passed away a week after posting this. Her suicide was recognized as a work-related incident caused by long working hours. Dentsu was convicted of violating the labor standards law, an event that served as a catalyst for advancing work style reform.
Oh, they getting up out of there taking all the files. Or what happened, y'all? They got violated. What happened to them? Well, they got in trouble for doing what? Because you're not supposed to even allow people to work like that 47 hours straight with no break and then go home for 40 minutes and come back. What you let her do go pee?
Working hours. Dentsu was convicted of violating the labor standards law, an event that served as a catalyst for advancing work style reform. Yukimi visited her daughter's grave in November. Matsuri's former colleagues and supervisors from Dentsu still come here to pay their respects and write messages in a notebook.
That's how she finds out what's going on with the company now, because she leaves a notebook there, and and people from the job that's feel terrible about this come to visit, and they write about the progress of what's going on at this company now. They say things have changed since Matsuri.
Long working hours remain a problem in Japan. During last fiscal year, there were 159 karoshi-related cases, including suicide and attempts, exceeding the number from the previous year.
So yeah, well, it's different over there, y'all. It ain't like you can just, all right, 8 hours, I'm going home, I'm out of here. Depending on who you work for, especially if it's the government, where you going? No, you're not. Why you think they're such in unison? Because they've been trained like that since they was babies. It ain't because they want to. They're not doing all of this stuff and everything like that because they want to. Yeah, you better get out there and act that thing that we taught you in school. When you was getting, yeah, it's rough over there. Y'all have no idea how we have it over here. Just from stuff like that. Employment. Could you imagine working 47 hours straight and only going home for 40 minutes and then coming back? Y'all don't even play with me. Y'all will be fighting, kicking, and scratching. Soon as the first 8 go down, y'all gonna be looking around like this. It's time for me to go home. Oh no, we're gonna need you to do a double. Double? We ain't never talked about that before. And I don't want to even laugh. But what I do want to do is pray for the family, the mother, so that she can get some strength out of this situation to make her persevere and continue to move forward and get this situation well known out there. Because like they said, there's so many more people that are dealing with these work-related incidents, which is what they're calling it. Amen, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. And thank you so much, Timothy Jim. How you doing? Tough subject, familiar lane. By the way, orange looks good on you. Ooh, thank you so much, sweetheart. Let's keep on moving forward. George Soros, that's right. Guess what? He's putting some money behind Letitia James, you guys. Let's go. Legal battles, all sorts of stuff. This guy knows how to send his money in, huh? Just like Tim Magent, thank you so much, everybody. Come on now, Tim Magent, give her some love for that super chat right there. We all appreciate you. Ain't nobody else giving your boy a super chat but her. Let me keep on going, you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you guys appreciate the content and understand the storylines, why we try to be different over here. I know that you guys have a heart. I say to myself, you know what, if I'm feeling impacted about this story, I'm sure that they're going to get where I'm going with it. So yes, just for me a little bit, let's go ahead and double tap that screen and get those likes up. And yeah, give me all the money in your pockets. Nah, don't do that because it's hard out here for a pimp. But what I would like you to do is go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become a member. Hit that notification bell down there so that you know where we're on. We're almost at 70,000 subscribers. We working our way there, baby. We working for that. You know what we going. We know what we going for, right? Y'all know what we going for. Let's keep on moving forward. I want you guys to see what's going on with this. The funneling man.
Far-left billionaire George Soros and his family have contributed more than $71,000 to New York Attorney General Letitia James's campaign since 2019, including $31,000 to support her upcoming re-election bid. This includes $18,000 from Soros himself in July 2024 and another $13,000 from his daughter-in-law, Jennifer Soros, in May.
So they find ways to get that money to the people that's pushing their agenda.
Over the years, the Soros family has given James an additional $40,000 to back her previous campaigns.
We've beat the left and we beat people like George Soros on crime. You have in this country these prosecutors that are funded by Soros and other organs of the left, and they get in and they have an agenda to simply not prosecute criminals.
Not only that, but she slipped through really easy by not getting prosecuted for what she did. I mean, I don't know how she got out of that. We're talking about Mother Clump. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. Sherman's having relations. Sherman's having relations. Hercules. Yeah, I don't know how she made it out. Maybe she went there in the court and just made everybody laugh. Probably came in dressed as Mother Clump and had everybody just hysterically falling out on the floor and said, you know, we can't arrest her. This is Mother Clump here. You know, so, you know, maybe it could have been something that had to do with her role in the movies that she's been in. You know, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
We see it in Philadelphia with this guy Krasner. It's been a total disaster and has harmed a lot of people because of the dereliction of duty. Well, we have had 2 Soros prosecutors in Florida, one in Tampa and one in Orlando, and I removed both of them from their posts. And I'm the only governor in the country to do that.
But this direct funding is only part of the story.
They're not going to get rid of her because it's DEI. She looked like the Clump's mother, and she's already in there doing stuff against Trump. And as long as you're against Trump, that's good for the party. And again, you guys, guess what? I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican or an independent. I kind of think I just got my head on right, and I know what the hell I be talking about sometimes. So I figured we make a platform like this for everybody that felt the same, that didn't have any problem with debating, talking about topics, bringing things together so that we can come up with smart solutions. Don't even worry about the platform. We are the end-all, say-all over here. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
Soros's far-left network, the Open Society Foundation, has also channeled millions to the Working Families Party, which in turn supports candidates like James. Records show the foundation has given $23.7 million to the party since 2016. On top of that, Soros and his family members have contributed nearly $865,000 directly to the New York branch since 2018.
Follow the money.
Dark Money Network.
Follow the money.
George Soros.
Follow the money.
And his Open Society Foundations, the Tides Foundation, and the network of nonprofits established by Arabella Advisors.
Follow the money. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I told you it's not going to be a game today. We getting it in today, y'all. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get the likes up. Whoa, Tim Nijin, come on now, baby. May the upcoming new year be prosperous. You are a wonderful soul. Get him! That's right, Tim Nijin. Thank you so much. And you know I had to do it the right way in character as BOOGOTTINYC. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Signature sound. Get him! Nobody can do that. And if they try to do it, you know where it came from. Everybody, show the queen. I was going to say princess. Show the queen some love for the $49, for the $45 super chat right there. What's that? $49.99 super chat right there. I'm saying she kind of showing y'all up right now, but it's all good. Thank you so much, Tim Nugent. I appreciate you so much. And yes, we got an anniversary in 2 days. I can't wait. It's our anniversary. Yeah, anniversary. And I only made plans to hold. I can't wait till our anniversary, y'all. Let's go. But this is not a good story. But it's a follow-up to something that we got to go ahead and do what we've been doing. Current events, trending topics, follow-up. Los Angeles, let's get on over to this situation where a chainsaw was found inside of the Hollywood home rented by David. That's right. The singer, the private investigators say that they now have enough information to charge the singer David in the crime. You know when I start getting to those certain words that I can't say, I start jumbling. So I'm gonna what? Let them say it.
So ever since police popped the trunk of a Tesla that was found abandoned in the Hollywood Hills and discovered the dismembered body of teenage runaway Celeste Rivas Hernandez, there has been a ton of speculation. There has been a ton of suspicion, and all of it has centered around the singer named David. It's pronounced David, but it's spelled with a 4. You can see right down there on your screen. The Tesla was his, and Celeste was his underage girlfriend, and he has not been seen in public since his world tour. It was abruptly scrapped. He hasn't said a word in public about any of this.
Of course.
And now comes a new bombshell report from TMZ that David will likely face charges early in the new year. They and also us, we have reported on a grand jury that's secretly been happening. There's been these hearings with evidence. They've been going on for weeks. And TMZ says the prosecutor in charge believes that David did have a hand in his girlfriend's death. This has been ongoing, and there's been so many different moving pieces to all of it. I'm joined once again by veteran private investigator Steve Fisher, who has been on this story really since almost the very beginning, uncovered a ton of leads, clues, evidence, been in Los Angeles, breaking new
They've been investigating this guy the whole time, and there's too much stuff that leads back to him.
Developments all along. So, Steve, it's good.
And again, what are you doing with an underage minor? What's wrong with these people, man? You a grown man, you a singer. Lord knows you got women. Oh my God, what are you doing? Let's go, y'all.
Good to see you tonight. You were hired by the owner of the home that David was renting, and you actually went inside the home. What sort of was there any potential evidence? Did you see anything that really stood out to you?
Yeah, well, so we announced previously that we found a burn cage incinerator there for one. And another thing I can tell you tonight is that along with that, we found a chainsaw, brand new. It was with the incinerator. And there's no purpose for a chainsaw to be at this rental house. They're certainly not in charge of, trimming the trees or anything. So We can't say exactly, it was unused, just like the incinerator, but I think, it could go to show some intent.
Yeah, you bought a brand new chainsaw at a rented house. What were you planning on doing? Oh, we can't get it back to the house. We got to figure another way to do this. What's going on with that?
What this plan was, because whatever happened here, like it wasn't a finalized plan. She was not meant to be left in that Tesla on Bluebird Avenue. And so, the plan got upended.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about the burn.
You're saying that the plan got upended.
Box in a second. I think that's what you burn. Is that what you called it? A burn box?
Burn cage.
Burn cage. Yeah. Okay. But first of all, I want to get to the chainsaw, because I don't think I've heard that before, that there was a chainsaw inside the home. Where was it?
It was in the garage, and it had not been used. It still had the protective shield over the chain itself. But there it is with a burn cage, and you got to wonder what this plan was, or what the plan could have been, And
they got a lot of information. Like they said, it's going to come out. We're going to see once he get locked up, and they say, watch your head. He gonna be feeling like, damn, I wish I was Casey. Damn, I wish I was Bugatti. I don't even care if I was a woman right now, because I'm about to get the L. Yep, that's right, you guys. And they ain't letting him out. Get him. That's right, you guys, because I think he gonna get it. I think once all the layers of this onion come back off of this onion and they really peel it back, he gonna be in a bad place. What's up with this chainsaw at a rental place? I get it if it was a chainsaw in a regular garage or whatever like that. Yeah, I just bought a chainsaw to go do some yard work. But in a rental place, like in an Airbnb, if I go to an Airbnb and I see a brand new chainsaw in there next to a burn box, I'm gonna be like, see ya. Hope you had a good time. Bye now. Hope I'm not staying around. Thank you so much again. Why are you showing out today, Tim the Jim? Thank you so much. Tough subject. Yes, it was a tough subject. Let's keep on moving forward. I think I'm kind of late on this one over here. We got to keep on moving forward to Nigeria. A story that I did not think that was real. A story that I didn't think I wanted to tell, because I thought that this was AI, especially since he just got finished boop bap, having that boxing match, right? But yes, it's true. None other than the boxing legend, Anthony Joshua, has basically had an accident over in Nigeria where two people lost their lives. Check this out, you guys.
British boxing superstar Anthony Joshua has been injured in a serious car crash in Nigeria that tragically claimed the lives of two people. The former heavyweight world champion was a passenger in a Jeep involved in a collision with a stationary truck near a petrol station on a busy Lagos highway. It is thought Joshua was seated behind the driver at the time of the crash. Emergency services rushed to the scene as crowds gathered, and Joshua was taken to
So he was taken to the hospital
with what police have described as minor injuries. Ogun State Police confirmed that two other occupants of the vehicle died at the scene, while Joshua and one other person were hospitalized. Dramatic footage shared online shows a visibly shaken Joshua being helped from the mangled wreckage by a passerby, surrounded by shattered glass. Witnesses say the boxer was traveling in a two-vehicle convoy with a security detail following behind. Joshua's promoter and chairman of Matchroom Sport, Eddie Hearn, says he's seeking full details but believes the fighter appears to be okay. The crash happened just hours after Joshua posted a video enjoying table tennis with a friend, and only days after his high-profile knockout win over Jake Paul. Further updates are expected as more information emerges.
Yeah, I want to say right now, definitely got to say prayers to the two people that lost their lives in that tragic crash. No one's ever, going to say nothing bad about that. And also want to hope that the families and everybody that's involved in that is going to get some strength and solace to get through this tragic time. Want to say thank God that Anthony himself is not hurt in anything major that happened to him, because we hear about that all the time when people go to these countries and things just happen. So want to pray for that as well. Amen. That's lucky man right there. Two people in the vehicle that you were in lost their lives and you still around. Yeah, that's a blessing right there. But he's got to live with that. So yeah, tragic situation right there, you guys. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen and get those likes up right there. Let's try to get them over 200-300 today. I think we can do it. Let's go, because we got to get on over to this split the baby attorney situation with this what's his name, Tyler Robinson. His lawyers are saying that you got to be careful about if you're going to plan on having cameras inside of the courtroom while the case is going on. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it makes a difference? Do it think it makes them look bad? And with the cameras being in the courtroom, federal cases, they don't allow cameras. State cases, they do.
A virtual hearing is expected to be held this afternoon for Charlie Kirk's suspected assassin, Tyler Robinson, as a judge considers how much media access will be granted during the trial. This comes as attorneys for both the media and defense went head-to-head on this issue earlier this month.
We don't want the chaos that is out in the media in this courtroom. So whatever this court can do to prevent that is what we're asking.
We don't have any interest in weighing in on aspects of the case that don't have anything to do with the public's right to know. And so I didn't really hear an argument against what it is that we are asking to do.
Joining me now to break this down is criminal defense attorney David Gelman. David, thank you so much for your time. So Erica Kirk has said that we deserve to have cameras in the courtroom in the interest of full transparency, but Robinson's lawyer...
So his wife wants the cameras inside the courtroom, Erica Kirk.
Lawyers are concerned that it could compromise his ability to get a fair trial. Is that something that is a fair concern, would you say?
I think it is. This judge here, he's going to have a real difficult decision to make. On one side, you have Erica Kirk, the victim of Charlie Kirk, saying, hey, we want to have cameras here. We want to have this publicized. And that's very interesting because usually the victims in certain cases like these do not want to have these publicized. So that's very interesting. Now, the defense, I understand where they're coming from as well, because the more this comes out in the media, the more publicity it gets, obviously, and then individuals are going to know. That's going to definitely muddy the waters when it comes to a jury pool, because you're going to have to figure out who is going to be on this jury and who's not. And everybody in the world already knows about this case, it seems like. So it's going to be a very interesting dilemma that this judge has. I think he's going to have to split the baby, though, somehow, some way.
Yes,
well, guess what? You know what I got to say to you, Tyler? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Keep your head up, because guess what? You shouldn't have did it. Don't do it. That's right, you guys. You shouldn't have did it. So guess now you're dealing with all this extra stuff like, oh, don't do this. Don't have that happen. Man, you took somebody's life, allegedly. Not only that, the same thing goes for the Luigi Mangione case. You notice that? He's got a state case, but he's so into the ish that he just want to be in camera. He like this, smiling for the camera. You don't see him doing the same thing when it comes down to saying he doesn't want the cameras in his case, do you? But he's got two different cases as well. One is federal and the other one is state. And again, the majority of federal cases, they don't allow cameras in. P. Diddy, IE cases like that. But when it's state, a lot of times you see those state cases, you see a lot of cameras in the courtroom. What do you guys think about it? Do you think that they should allow cameras in the courtroom when it comes down to the Tyler Robinson case? Thumbs up if you think that they should allow cameras in the courtroom. If you don't think so, thumbs down. If you think that you're with what the defense is saying and you believe that it may taint the case, thumbs down. But if you do think that they should have cameras in the courtroom, we're going to go with a thumbs up here. I want to see it, so I'm going to say thumbs up. I'd like to see the case. I'd like to follow it and bring in some more content for the show. So I'm going to say thumbs up. You guys don't have to agree with me, though. I don't think you should show it. Okay, but I'm gonna if it comes out. Let's keep on moving forward, because now we got to get on over to, and if I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. That's my joint right there. I can't wait. One day I go to Yankee Stadium and they say, here, take the microphone. Come out the stands. Come on over here and sing that song. I'm going to be like, we got these postal workers that thought that they can make it anywhere. But guess what? They've actually tried to pull off the biggest real robbery. Can I say robbery? I think I can say robbery. The biggest robbery since Lufthansa. You guys remember Goodfellas, right? You remember when he was like, oh yeah, we did it. We got the money. You remember? So guess what? These postal workers tried to pull off the biggest thief since Lufthansa. These thieves were accused of stealing millions of dollars in checks. And these idiots really thought that they could pull this thing off. I'm talking about How you gonna cash a check for $4 million and try to put it in your bank account and wait for it to clear? You don't think that's gonna put up a red flag? Oh my God. Yo, y'all not gonna believe this one here. These postal workers, I guess they'd rather say they're gonna do this instead of go postal.
Theft from a mail facility at JFK Airport. 2 postal workers have now been arrested, and they're accused of stealing Treasury checks, maybe worth even as much as $40 million. News 4's Gus Rosendale joining us from the newsroom tonight with what else we've learned, Gus.
Well, Natalie, detectives with the NYPD tell us they were initially tipped off by a bank that red flagged suspicious deposits, and they ended up joining forces with federal authorities, and that joint effort led to arrests earlier today.
What you guys doing? What happened?
Tonight, these suspects are accused of conspiring to steal more than 100 checks worth millions of dollars from the JFK mail facility.
Got him. The walk of shame. They coming out like, damn. It's too late for them. They ain't even gonna put them in the car with windows. They got a paddy wagon for them. So they're gonna just be in there hearing. They ain't even gonna see no, ain't no windows for them. They probably got a big paddy wagon waiting for them.
Uncovered
they
really a point of compromise, and that point of compromise.
Steal more than 100 checks worth millions of dollars from the JFK mail facility.
We uncovered really a point of compromise, and that point of compromise was JFK post office.
Prosecutors believe it's the biggest theft at JFK since the famous Lufthansa heist in 1978, when about $6 million in cash and jewelry was stolen from the airport. United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace, said in a statement, criminals who cash in on checks stolen from the mail can expect to fill out change of address forms for the federal.
All right, Tim, you got me. Erica is a Republican. You said some stuff about Erica Kirk up there. You said she's a Republican. Damn, I can't get it. It got away from me. Let me see. I'm going to try to get it for you real quick. She said Erica Kirk is a Republican. I mean a reptilian. Ooh, LOL. There have to be loopholes, but they're getting sloppy. So the reset is coming. Nothing new. Okay, thank you guys again. Timogen, she's showing y'all up, y'all, with them super chats. Thank you so much again, everybody. Timogen, thank you so much. You must have got a little lottery hit over there or something like that. Thank you, little Timogen. I appreciate your help this morning. Because you know I'm trying to get another computer, right? I really appreciate that. Come on, let's go.
Prison they will be calling home. 2 of the defendants, prosecutors say, worked for the Postal Service. 3 others are
I was wrong. They got a caravan. So they will be able to see the pizza shops and all the Chinese restaurants as they're on their way to lock up.
charged with endorsing and depositing what investigators describe as stolen checks issued by the U.S. Treasury, mainly heading to international destinations.
These are checks that people are waiting for. These are checks that people are waiting for their livelihood.
New at 6, we've learned that included Social Security benefits, COVID stimulus checks, and tax refunds. Indictments charge at least $4 million was stolen. However, NYPD detectives think a lot more was taken.
When we look at ledgers that have been recovered and phone records and the like, our investigative theory is that over $40 million has been fraudulently either obtained or affected. So it's a big number.
A team of local and federal law enforcement has been working on the case for the past year and a half.
These are individuals working at the post office that we entrust. We give really a sacred trust to, right? To deliver everything with integrity.
Investigators are calling these suspects dangerous. They say one had a loaded gun nearby when he was taken into custody. Live in the newsroom, I'm Gus Rosendale, News 4 New York. Chuck will send it to you.
We're going to talk about...
Oh, yeah, it ain't over, y'all. We got more. We got to keep it moving now. Like I said, I told you it's going to be a good show today. I got it stacked the right way for you this time. We're going to stay in New York because y'all ain't going to believe this one. And not far from, downtown, 42nd Street again. Right in Midtown. It's going down, and it went down. That's right, this new clip I'm about to show you right here where Pow Pow fire erupted blocks away from Rockefeller Center. We ain't talking about the can girls with now shot right as the can. No. It's a whole different situation going on down there now. But we got powing going on right next to Rockefeller Center. Check this out. Crowds start going all scared and nervous. Check this out, y'all.
Out to a developing story this morning in the heart of Midtown. Police are still searching for the person responsible for shooting a man. Today, New York's Romney Smith is live there with what we know about the incident.
You would never expect nothing to happen by Rockefeller Center. That's like by the tree.
Such a busy street, Romney.
Good morning to you, Darlene. You're correct. This is normally a very busy street. The scene has been cleared right now, but police are actively searching for the person who shot this man. Now, right now, I want to show you some video of what the scene looked like last night when police arrived and were kind of processing the area for evidence. Right now, we know that it's an active and ongoing investigation. Police haven't released much information, but here's what we know so far. They say the victim is a 27-year-old man who was shot in the chest right in the heart of Billionaires Row at West 57th and 6th Avenue around
In the heart of Billionaires Row.
10:15 Sunday night. Now, the victim was taken to Mount Sinai West for evaluation and treatment. This morning, he is still listed in critical condition. Investigators say they are looking for the shooter and only describe him as a man last seen wearing all black.
So you see that right now. I'm gonna break this down, you guys. You see all the police cars, you see the lights and all the flashing activity. Only reason that's going on is because something happened and it's been reported. Normally that same area right there, nobody over there. So that's why things can happen, especially when you don't have what? I'm gonna go there. Patrol. If you don't have cars, police cars going by or anything happening where they know that the things are being watched or looked at, people are gonna wind up doing stuff. And the incidents are starting to are happening for longer amounts of time now. Like when a crime occurs, the whole thing plays out, police ain't nowhere around. And I'm not trying to be like no, punk, but I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all can't be for crime. I mean, come on, yo, Bugatti, how you hating? Come on, are y'all really for crime because I'm telling you guys about stuff? Shouldn't be like that, yo. We got to grow up at a certain point. We have children out here. We have aunts, nieces, nephews, and family members that could get caught up in this stuff. So I'm not for it. I don't believe in it. And I'm really thinking about what's going on. Why don't we have enough patrol out here? And again, it all comes back down to leadership. No one wants to serve under the leadership that we currently have in New York. Not only that, it's hard to be able to keep your rank because of the judges. Once somebody get locked up, they let them right back out. I've talked to the police officers myself. They're like, yo, bro, once we lock somebody up, by the time we finish the paperwork, they're right back on the streets. So you can't keep rank if you can't get arrests. You know, everybody that's getting arrested aren't illegally obtaining these arrests. It's because there's people committing crimes. But when you got the judges letting them out, they can't obtain those arrests to get their rank. Keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. But
now at this time,
now this looked good, ATF, after the fact. But during like the day and all of that, you don't hardly see police anymore. Remember Raekwon said, mad police in Manhattan. Not anymore.
Arrests have been made and they're urging the public, if you know anything about the shooting, to please contact them immediately as they continue their investigation. We'll continue to stay in touch with NYPD about the victim's status, but right now, again, that person is in critical condition in the hospital.
And I'm starting to see a lot of crazy people. I'm just going to call it like I see it, a lot of mentally crazy people, you know, just in different places. If you go on the train, actually, you walk through the cars, by the ends with the 2 seats, you see people sitting there with like all sorts of bags and just all sorts of crazy stuff, and they're looking at you all. Man, listen, I'm telling you, it's nowhere like it used to be. But then again, it was like this before, but in the bad times, like in the early 80s and stuff like that, in the late 80s, when it was real bad in the train station, similar to now. Let's get on over to California, you guys, because we got some love for California. Knows how to party. Yep, they know how to party, but this is nothing to party that we're going to talk about right here. And again, I just got to say it. Sometimes you have to leave family alone. I'm really good for it. You act up, you do something stupid, I ain't even going to tell you I ain't messing with you no more. All you're going to get is this. The slow fade off. Not going to tell you because then you're going to try to make excuses, try to make me feel guilty, get the other family members to say stuff. But that's your such and such. So what? Sometimes your such and such will be the one to take you out. Let's get on over to Rob and Michelle Reiner, who has their death certificates now, who gives up the causes of death and why they lost their lives. And why? Because of their crazy son. Again, if you know he crazy, keep him out the house, get the hell away from me. And call me what you want, y'all. Sorry, not gonna become a victim because my kid is crazy. If anything, I'm gonna have the heat and I'm gonna deal with you like, yeah. Oh yeah, you trying to still snap me? Oh, pong pong. Yeah, you before me, baby. Real talk.
Tonight about the murders of beloved Hollywood couple, Rob and Michelle Reiner, and of course what the final minutes of their life might have been like. Death certificates obtained today from the LA County Department of Public Health state that the couple died on Sunday, December 14th, within minutes after receiving, quote, multiple sharp force injuries with a knife by another person. That person is allegedly the couple's troubled adult son, Nick. The 32-year-old is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. They
would have been like, yo, come on over here. What happened? Oh, Nick tried to go crazy. I went bong bong. Yeah, I did it. Straight up and down. Yeah, we got cameras and everything up in here. Yep, I did it. Call me what you want. Come bring the bracelets or whatever. Baby, you all right? Okay, cool. I had to do what I had to do. But Nick ass, he would have been gone before me. I guarantee you that for real.
He's looking at life in prison without parole or even the death penalty if he's convicted.
Costanza effect. They gonna feel sorry for him. Years and months gonna go by. He gonna probably have access to the money and be able to use their own money to defend himself. Now, won't that be a slap in the face? That's a whole nother reason to let him go. Like Teddy P, I think it's time to let him go. Family or not, bye-bye. Oh, you ain't know I had this up under the bed. I knew you'd be crazy. I know you'd be acting stupid. Bong, bong. Ain't even talking. Call me what you want. I don't care. It's gonna be him before me and my wife.
The tragic downfall of Nick Reiner reads like a cautionary tale for other parents dealing with children struggling with addiction. Nick's troubles were widely known. He'd been in and out of rehab at least 18 times, starting when he was just 15 years old. Add to that new reports that he'd been diagnosed with schizophrenia and had his medication changed recently. And it's clear the situation in the Reiners' Brentwood home was complex and potentially combustible. Rob and Michelle were open about their tireless efforts to help their son. The 2015 movie that Nick wrote and his father directed, called Being Charlie, peeled back the curtain on his addiction struggles. But it also shed some light on Rob and Michelle's anguish and regret in how they dealt with them. In one LA Times interview, Rob said, quote, "When Nick would tell us rehab wasn't working for him, we wouldn't listen. And because the people had diplomas on their wall, we listened to them when we should have been listening to our son." That regret made it even into that movie, Being Charlie, as Rob told comedian Paul Mercurio in a podcast interview.
Nah, man, love is beautiful, love is kind, love is the greatest thing you can find, but love will make you lose your mind also. Lose your mind and your soul. You wanna see mad men go through it? I'm not gonna be a fool you. I'm sorry. Like I said, you before me. I'm gonna catch you in the leg to try to get you to go to the hospital, but you ain't gonna do nothing to me and my wife. I'm not playing. I don't care who it is. I'm so sorry for you guys. Oh, Bugatti, why would you? Yeah, oh yeah, I'm doing it. Before me and my wife, yeah, you got to go. I'm not gonna become a victim to somebody I brought on this earth. And they schizophrenic. How about this? Let me put some money to the doctors. Let me try to put them somewhere. Let me do the best that I can from over there. And then you already saying it was a combustible situation in the home. Even if you let it get that far, when it combusted a little bit, now you can bust your ass up on out of here because you done busted too much. And if I need to get security or some pit bulls, oh yeah, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that Stills Nab. Yeah, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need it. Let's keep on moving forward to London. We got a massive crowd of gangs that's on the strip of London, and they just real snobbing everybody. I'm telling you like this, if you're walking in London, don't do this. Don't just be walking outside like this in London, like, yeah, baby, how you doing? Oh, yeah, dip to the da, dip to the da. Oh, yeah, I'm going to come over there for a spot of tea. You do this, or you over here talking, it's out of there, gone, out of your hand before you even think about it. I'm going to show you what's going on over in London real quick. Talking about going to get a spot of tea, but you ain't going to be using this phone because they're going to be done took your phone. Gotcha. She tried to pick up the bag and run after the electric bike. Gotcha.
We turn our full attention to a growing concern across the Capitol.
London, one of the world's most influential cities, is facing mounting anxiety over what many now describe as a sharp surge in street crime.
Homeboy went over there and assisted in the real snobbery. Like, oh, you can't help, you need some help over here? Oh no, I'm helping him, the one that's real snobbing you. Come on, get that up off of you.
Residents across several boroughs say crime feels more visible, more frequent, and in some places more aggressive than they...
You see them 4 dudes walking down the block like that? That's when you do this. And just walk over to the side. They're like, yo, that nigga there crazy. Get the hell away from him. Just walk, do something real stupid and walk right the hell to the side. They're gonna be like, yo, we gonna rob one of them other niggas on the side. But that crazy nigga right there, don't mess with that nigga. Cause you ain't got nothing else better to do. You start running, they gonna chase you. You gotta do something stupid to make yourself look nuts. Ooh, they're gonna be like, that nigga crazy. Yes, he is. He is I and I am him. And I'm about to go see the doctor right now. But I'm safe. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
They have experienced in recent years. For months.
Why are they letting them get that close is my question.
Questions have been raised. Are London streets becoming...
Then you got dude with the hoodie now. He gonna do the wrap around. He do the wrap around to close off anybody that think that they gonna move now. Now you got your boy with the bag right there. He already went shopping. He got a nice fat backpack on. Homeboy got the watch on. It's lit. You should have left already. Did something stupid like I said.
More dangerous? Are the police struggling to keep control? And what is really driving this rise? Now, senior policing figures themselves have acknowledged the strain they are facing, admitting publicly that in certain parts of London, the situation has, in their own words, begun to feel very difficult to control, with some even warning it risks becoming out of control if left unchecked. London is home to nearly 9 million people.
He gonna try to be a superhero.
It is a city constantly moving, packed streets, busy nightlife, crowded public transport, and millions of phones, wallets, and personal belongings carried every day. And in recent years, official policing data has revealed worrying trends. According to Metropolitan...
First of all, can't nothing be going on good in those areas right there. And if you ain't down with the shits, don't be going around no place like that. I'm telling you what to do. And somebody in the comments said, oh, they know what you're doing. They know that I'm acting crazy. Homeboy, when I fall on the ground and start running in a sideways circle on my shoulder, they ain't gonna be thinking about me. Trust me. Trust me. When I do the crazy stuff that I'm talking about, they gonna be like, get away from that nigga. I'm telling you, yo. Let's keep on moving forward. We gotta get on over to Bellevue, where I need to be after. They're gonna be like, oh, take that fool to Bellevue Hospital. But this is a whole different Bellevue. We got this prolific car theft caught on camera. This one dude, he just was straight up grand theft auto. He was trying to go to one car, went to the next one, straight up grand theft auto in real life. And yes, he got caught, but not until he had got away with a whole bunch of cars already.
A prolific car thief with 16 felony convictions is in the King County Jail after leading deputies on a lengthy foot pursuit. Prosecutors say 31-year-old Dakota Bradbury was wanted for vehicle thefts and car prowls in Issaquah and Newcastle, while he was free on pretrial release for 3 prior car theft cases. As you're about to see, though, he could not outrun the eyes in the sky and K9 Duke.
Uh-oh, K9, y'all know what that means. Ha-ha-ha, going straight for that calf. He gonna be like, oh, my hand. Oh, ain't nobody told you to run in them woods. We had to let Duke come behind you. Come on.
Body cam video shows King County Sheriff's deputies converging on a neighborhood in the 6,000 block of 112th Avenue Southeast in Bellevue.
Did you see a guy in sweats running this way? Okay, we're just looking for someone you should be. Fine.
Multiple officers, including 2 K9 units and drones, were hot on the trail of Dakota Bradbury.
Sir, hey, did you have anyone run through your yard?
Just a day earlier, on November 18th, deputies say Bradbury stole this white Ford Econoline van from a home in Issaquah, then used it the next day when he was seen on surveillance camera wearing a gray beanie with his hood up and distinctive blue and white shoes while trying to break into a man's Lincoln SUV in Newcastle. He ran back to the van when the door wouldn't open. A search of the flock camera showed the van just 21 minutes later at Newcastle Way and Coal Creek Parkway Southeast.
I just have some records information for you on a stolen vehicle that's been going around Newcastle the last 15 or 20 minutes. That might come in your guys' area.
Deputies were already nearby searching for Bradbury for other car theft cases. The van was spotted in Bellevue, and another call came in to 911 about a
Homeboy's so hot, they was already looking for him for other cases, and he had the nerve to be right around the corner stealing cars.
vehicle prowl on Southeast 59th Street.
Should be a white male with his hood up, had a large bag with them.
8 minutes later, a King County Sheriff's detective spotted Bradbury, who took off on foot, dropping his cell phone and a brown bag. The bag matched the one seen on surveillance video of the Newcastle vehicle prowl.
Yeah, he running. He running.
15 yards south of you.
More deputies responded and set up a perimeter as Bradbury was seen running through yards.
Yeah, we're the police. Has anyone run through your yard recently? He tried.
Somebody said he just went through there. You heard they got that German Shepherd on him.
Too? Where'd he go? Okay, we're looking for him. Can we go in your yard? Are you okay with that? We're trying to find that guy.
Finally, after an hour of evading capture, a drone spotted him.
It sounds like Bellevue might have a heat signature north of us. I'm in some pretty thick wooded area.
A home surveillance camera shows Bradbury running, followed by K9 Duke and his handler. Watch as the drone video shows Duke closing in.
Stellan, get that guy! Stellan! Stellan! Please, K9, give up now! Oh, dude, right hand. Give me right hand. Sign Pelosi. Come right hand out right now. Right now. Get under.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give Duke a bone.
Once cuffed, deputies noted that Bradbury was wearing the same shoes and dark clothes seen on the car prowl surveillance video. And it was clear that all that running had taken a toll on him.
Can I just lay here for a second so I catch my breath?
We're gonna get you in a warm car.
I can't sit up right now. So
You probably breathe better sitting up than laying on the ground.
This is basically with the tube.
I mean, if you're more comfortable there for now, you're eventually gonna go in a car.
I know. I just feel the throw up here.
071.
Okay.
Got him. He on his back with it, y'all. That's one of the worst pictures you could ever take. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Season's greetings from Bellevue. Not the hospital, from the city. Put that on your Christmas card, huh? Hey, look at your new Christmas card. Let's get on over to Ohio, you guys. I can't believe this situation right here neither. We got the doom 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 doo doo doom doom. Doo doo doom doom doom. Doom 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 doo doo doom doom doom. Ice, ice, baby. Get him! That's right, you guys. We got ice coming in on it. Hot and heavy. We getting it right from our titles right here. Ohio, Columbus. ICE agents tackle a man in Columbus, Ohio as immigrant raids intensify in Ohio. Fools with a whistle start blowing and get scared of the ICE agent. He go over there. ICE agent said, get the hell back. He said, I'm moving back. This was hilarious, yo. They're a little different from Chicago over in Ohio. He ain't want to get his head bust. They tackling this man because, like I said, immigrant raids are now intensifying in Ohio. Then you got your activists with the whistle, like over in Chicago. Here he come. Here he come.
I'm backing up. I'm backing up. I am backing up.
Yeah, I bet you is. He saw that bear spray video. He ain't trying to get bear sprayed. Yeah, he backed up nice and far.
I'm not impeding.
You want to impede? You can proceed to get some of these cuffs, because you out there by yourself, homeboy. We don't see no large crowd behind you helping you out. Talking about, we only see you by yourself. So you might want to just fall back on this one and take video. All right? Let's keep on going, you guys.
Gotta get loud. Low.
Yeah, you better whistle from over there. Whistle while you work. And where's this lady at right here? Because she knows every single thing that's going on with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, she flew his planes. She knows every single person that's been on it, especially all the flights that she was on. But nobody knows the whole truth about Epstein. She most likely does. This one here.
Not too sure if you guys have been paying attention to the topic of Jeffrey Epstein, but this is another individual that a lot of people seem to forget about. The caption here is very simple. Nobody knows the whole truth about Epstein. It then shows images of this woman and kind of an ominous ending statement here. She most likely does. This video here is featuring images of a woman by the name of Nadia Marcinko, widely believed to be a co-conspirator in the entire Jeffrey Epstein case. She was a long-term assistant for Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and she was a pilot for the Lolita Express, flying Jeffrey around, as well as, presumably, some of the victims. Around the time more information was being released about Jeffrey Epstein, she went missing in 2024. Now, nobody really knows where she is. There's some speculation that she might still be in the United States, but none of this is supported by any actual evidence.
She might have got her face done over. She probably got some plastic surgery, or could have been dum-da-dum-dum-dum. We don't know. Just keep on going, because we got to dive a little bit deeper, because now the Department of Justice says that the letter from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar is a fake letter. They're calling it fake now, you guys. Let's go.
Going to breaking news now. The Department of Justice saying a letter appeared to be written by Jeffrey Epstein to disgraced former sports doctor Larry Nassar is fake. Thank you for being with us today. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Simon Shaquette. The Justice Department released thousands of Jeffrey Epstein files this week, including that letter, but late today, the DOJ citing several reasons as to why they believe it is not real.
However, the damage is already done for some. The alleged bogus letter contained cruel words re-traumatizing Nassar's survivors and their families. 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Alcenaida joining us now. And Ruta, what are you learning?
Yeah, you guys, well, in a few short lines, the letter
All right, that's enough about the letter. We don't know if it's real or if it's fake. We still got so much to cover in this subject. Let's get into it. We're going to keep on moving forward now, because they're calling this outrageous, but top Democrats are torching Trump over the Epstein files, cover up, splitting MAGA. And yes, we play both sides of the coin over here, so that's how we're going to do it, you guys. We got to play it. We got to play it fair.
That law. Joining me now to discuss this is ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Robert Garcia. He is leading the team of lawmakers who are seeking the full release of the DOJ's Epstein files. Welcome, Congressman. The DOJ is saying they have 1 million Epstein documents, but we've only seen a portion of them. What are the next steps that you and the committee plan to take?
Well, I think first we should be very clear with the American public that what's happening right now is completely illegal. These are illegal actions by the Attorney General, by the Trump administration. It has now been, of course, over a week. We're nearing 10 days where they have not responded to an act of Congress, both in the House and the Senate, to release all the files. You have the survivors being very public about the enormous amounts of mistakes, the way that they have been essentially putting information about survivors into the public. It's outrageous what is happening now. And so there is no question that this is about covering up. What the White House is covering up is really the question. Why won't Donald Trump release the full files? Our investigation team is going through these files every single day and very carefully. We know the media is doing the same thing. We will have a lot certainly to say in the weeks ahead, because right now what we're not getting is the full files. We're not getting a full release. They're hiding and over-redacting.
over-redacting, blacking out everything, that we don't get to see who these names are or anything. That's why I have to do a lot of research. Sometimes I go back 5 or 10, 15 years to get a video, because back then it wasn't as subjected to, oh, we don't want this name to get out, we don't want that name to get out. And if you know how to do some investigative, like to try to find information like I do, you can start putting together your own information and finding out who these names are, especially when some of the victims have already started speaking up. Especially when it comes down to this situation right here, where we got the DOJ who says it has over 1 million more potential Epstein documents. Some of this information we already heard, but watch this, how it ends.
It's now on the release of the Epstein Files. The Department of Justice now saying they need a few more weeks, even though they were all supposed to be released last Friday under a law signed by President Trump. The department also claims it has uncovered, quote, over 1 million more documents possibly related to Epstein. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Today, the Department of Justice says it is going through more than 1 million documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, adding it could take several more weeks to release its full files. The DOJ is also defending President Trump, who's mentioned by name in some of the latest documents released. The DOJ writes, quote, some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. The DOJ didn't specify which claims they believe are untrue, and Trump denies having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes and said the two had a falling out several years ago. One of the documents is an email showing a federal prosecutor in 2020 saying Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet 8 times in the mid-1990s. And now frustration from several Epstein survivors who point to other documents that they say shed light on complaints made against Epstein decades ago.
We are just tired of asking for just one simple thing. It is really simple. It's stop protecting these powerful men and protect the survivors.
A police report from 2001 shows authorities investigated Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell for allegedly recruiting college students to work for Epstein. The report says at least 2 girls complained Epstein touched them inappropriately. Also from 2001, emails that show a message to Maxwell from someone going by the letter A, believed to be Andrew Mountbatten, formerly known as Prince Andrew. In the message, A says they're writing from Scotland's Balmoral Castle and asks Maxwell, have you found me some new inappropriate friends? Maxwell writes back, quote, so sorry to disappoint you. I have only been able to find appropriate friends. Virginia Giuffre long claimed Epstein trafficked her for sex with Andrew 3 times in 2001 when she was a teenager.
So we now got 2 possible big names. First we had the one yesterday, and now we got possibility of it being Andrew as well. Only allegedly,
Andrew
guys.
denies.
He knows exactly what he's done. Andrew was stripped of all royal titles earlier this year. He has not been charged with any crimes. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted of sex trafficking and conspiracy charges. She's the only co-conspirator serving prison time.
And now we got to get into something else, because we got to swing over to Canada, where you ain't gonna believe this one. We got the former, I'm sorry, not even going to Canada yet. We got the former housekeeper, because you know how Ghislaine Maxwell says, I wasn't important in Jeffrey Epstein's life. I was only a friend. I was around for a little bit of time. I had a regular work schedule and that's it. Well, we got a little bit more information here, where we got some information over here coming in, where a former housekeeper testifies about Ghislaine Maxwell at trial. And this is during Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. That's why I went back and got this information, because back then they were just giving this information up as it came in, and it wasn't as protected. Check this out. Check this out, you guys.
Trafficking trial of Ghislaine Maxwell. Today, day 4, the focus shifted to Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in Palm Beach, Florida. It may have seemed like a paradise, but one witness painting a much different picture of what it was like inside those walls. News 4's Erica Byfield is live in Lower Manhattan with what we learned in court today. Erica.
Hi, Adam. Well, this man told the jurors that he worked for Jeffrey Epstein for 12 years. He said in the house, he noticed this, that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell kept these little black books full of numbers, addresses, and names of very important people. He also said this, that Maxwell made it very clear to him that she was second in command. From the day she came to the house and took over, she told me that she was the lady of the house. That's how a man who worked for Ghislaine Maxwell described her, saying that the British socialite would be extremely demanding, telling him she wanted Jeffrey Epstein's 6-bedroom, 10-bathroom home in Palm Beach, Florida to operate like a 5-star hotel. On the 4th day of Maxwell's trial, he told the jury that she ran a tight ship, created a 50-plus page manual of checklists. One entry read, "Remember that you see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing, except to answer a question directed at you."
So this was in the manual right there. You see nothing, you hear nothing, and you say nothing unless, except to answer questions that were directed at you. Seems like Ghislaine had a lot of authority going on.
A question directed at you. Also, never look Epstein in the eyes. That was the environment the prosecutors say that Maxwell and Epstein created as they preyed on kids. The feds say that Maxwell groomed young girls for the now deceased Epstein, a charge that her defense team says is completely false. The court case involves 4 accusers. One woman, only identified as Jane, testified earlier in the week, saying that the pair abused her at 14. On Thursday, the House manager said that he saw Jane at Epstein's home many times. In fact, he says he drove her there himself. He also reported seeing another young girl that he thought was underage, Virginia Roberts, a woman who has publicly said that she was abused too. The House manager said that he was there the day that Maxwell met her, invited her to Epstein's waterfront home. She looked young, long blonde hair, had on a white uniform. She came to the home very often. So that House manager also mentioned this. He stopped working for Jeffrey Epstein in 2002. He says to the jury that he actually came back once to that house. That was 2 years later. He said that day he broke into Jeffrey Epstein's home and he stole a lot of money. He says later Jeffrey Epstein confronted him with a picture of himself and they agreed that that would be a loan between the two of them. He says Jeffrey Epstein never filed any charges in this case. You can bet that isn't.
Of course he ain't going to file no charges because he know that dude knew a whole lot of stuff. He let you break in and didn't do nothing. Oh, and then Ghislaine Maxwell said, I run the show. Sometimes you got to go back to get the information. Let's go. I got a little more for you guys. I know we're running over time, but I got to get this information out about Peter Nugent. Sexual assault charges that stayed in the Montego court, but they explained what he is in jail for now, serving 11 years, as well as more charges. I got to get into this and keep on going, you guys. We're going to run this. We got to run the play today.
In connection to Jeffrey Epstein, Albert De La Talla is tracking that story for us, not the context, I think, in which we want to see Canadians mentioned. Talk to me about what do we know?
Certainly not. And one of those Canadians has been in the news a lot here in Canada, and that is disgraced fashion mogul Peter Nygard. And it's in relation to an April 22, 2020 letter from the U.S. Department of Justice to UK authorities. And it details an FBI and U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York request to get an interview with then Prince Andrew about possible connections to Nygard. Nygard, of course, has faced numerous sexual assault allegations in different jurisdictions. And in 2023, he was convicted of 4 counts of sexual assault in a Toronto court. That letter we're talking about said there was evidence linking the former prince to both Nygard and Epstein in separate sex trafficking investigations. Specifically, it said Andrew Mountbatten Windsor had visited Nygard's luxury property in the Bahamas at least once in that
So now we got Andrew's name coming up in more than one incident, in more than one situation, and now in something that has to do with minors, allegedly.
Letter says Nygard is believed to have trafficked minor and adult female victims. There, it said authorities wanted to ask the then prince about that visit or visits and anything else he knew about Epstein or related people. It also noted, important to note, that Mountbatten Windsor was not under investigation at the time.
He wasn't because he already had settled and gave that bread to Ghislaine Maxwell. That's right.
News to bring you out of Winnipeg this hour. A judge has stayed all charges against former fashion mogul Peter Nygard in his Winnipeg sexual assault trial. Now, the judge says his right to a fair trial was violated after police failed to retain records for allegations dating back to the 1990s. The CBC's Hilary Johnstone has more details on all of this. Okay.
By the way, this is a Jeffrey Epstein friend.
What has developed?
So the important thing to say here, Arthi, is that this is very much in relation to the charges that he was facing in Manitoba. And what this essentially means, the fact that these charges have now been stayed by this provincial court judge, is that they will not be proceeding at this time. And he was expected to face trial on these charges coming up in December, so just a couple of months from now. So as Arthi was just saying there, all of this is related to allegations of sexual assault, that he had sexually assaulted a woman in his warehouse in Winnipeg back in the early 1990s. And what this is all in relation to specifically, why these charges have now been stayed, is because last month his lawyers had argued that his right to a fair trial had been crippled or had been impeded because the police at the time had not kept records. There had not been police records kept of interviews that had taken place with the complainant, with the woman who had alleged that she had been sexually assaulted by Peter Nygaard. The judge in this case, it would seem, has agreed with Peter Nygaard's legal team, and now we have this news developing just in the past couple of minutes in a courthouse in Manitoba that those charges that he was facing in relation to that alleged assault back in the 1990s, that those charges have now been stayed. So like I was saying, he was expected to go to trial with those charges coming up in December. Now that these charges have been stayed, that will not be proceeding, Arthi, at this time.
But we still got to do time.
Okay, and we understand too that you made clear there that it's the jurisdiction Manitoba here.
That's right. So he is still at this point facing charges in Montreal, so facing charges in Quebec, and he is currently at an institution serving an 11-year sentence here in Ontario after he was convicted last September, so September of 2024, for sexually assaulting 4 women at his Toronto corporate headquarters. That was in the late 80s going up into the early 2000s. So still at that institution in Ontario, still facing those charges in Quebec, and he is still facing extradition to the United States. And also important to point out here that just last year, so nearly a year ago, in November of 2024, the Supreme Court of Canada decided not to hear his case. He had wanted to have that looked at.
He is one of the 10 powerful men that they're talking about. Peter Nygaard. When they said 10 powerful men, we already got a couple of names. Prince Andrew, Peter Nygaard, and there was one yesterday, I forgot his name. But if we keep on doing our research, we can figure it out ourselves. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got this fired school bus driver who defends a controversial letter that she wrote and put it on a school bus and told the kids, you better speak English when you're on this bus.
I do care. I care about a lot. Caring is exactly what Diane Crawford says led her to serve the Juniata County School District and subcontract with Roar Bus. I don't know what else to do. I get Medicare and Medicaid now and SNAP. I had to go on antidepressants because of this. Crawford says her contract with Roar Bus came to a halt February 1st after she put up this sign which read, "Out of respect to English-only students, there will be no speaking Spanish on this bus." I didn't mean to be racially insensitive or anything like that.
One of them kids took a picture of that sign and said, "Look, mommy, look what it say." They said, "What? What do you mean only speak English on this bus?"
Crawford claims she never got to explain that the sign was put up to encourage safe and respectful behaviors and was directed at a bilingual student who allegedly had a history of riling up other students. I didn't know if he was bullying somebody, telling them to do something they shouldn't do. How do you keep control of your bus if you have no control? The district and Roar Bus writing in a joint statement today that the investigation had finished quickly after Crawford admitted to installing the note, writing, quote, "The relevant facts of the situation were fully known and discussed among district and Roar leadership, and that it was, quote, determined that the conduct did not align with the standards and expectations for student transportation providers." Do you regret making the sign? Maybe I should have worded it different. Maybe I should have said bullying has no bullying in any language, but I didn't mean it to be.
Out of respect to English-only speaking students, there will be no speaking Spanish on this bus. And you know what's bad about it? She had the nerve to write owner/management. Like that's the company's policy. A lot of times when companies get the hit, they're going to let you take the hit for that one because that's not their policy. You need to just shut up and drive that bus and make your $14 an hour.
Anything but to correct him. I dedicated everything I had to driving bus. And it was for the kids. I love the kids.
Should have thought about that when you wrote that sign. Sorry to say it. Yep, you had to take a hard one this one. And this is one of those times when it's like, you got to know when to hold 'em. Know when to roll 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never make no goddamn sign where some kids could take a picture of and put it on the internet. And then your job is done. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got one of these huge mastiffs. I'm talking about homeboy like 260 pounds. He think he 25 pounds. You know how you got the bigger the dog, the smaller they think they are. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But this guy right here, I'm talking about this dude is insanely huge. And he was even big when he was a baby.
Pooh Bear, he's like a toddler stuck in a 235-pound body.
And his name happens to be Pooh Bear.
Hey. I can't make it up. Every day is something new. What are you doing? Hey, what are you? Some people mark their children on a wall with like a pen and how tall they get. I'm able to mark this guy's size based off of the damage he's done to the wall. You know better. I came home one day, there's one chair missing. I look around, Pooh Bear's missing. Oh, come on, dude. I go out back, and there he is staring at me like, what are you going to do about it? And I really wish I knew what he was thinking. I had another English Mastiff. Tufton passed away at 12, so I got Pooh Bear to help with that transition. He was probably the size of a pillow, and it was love at first sight. I had no idea what size these dogs got. I'm thinking like the size of a lab, maybe 80 pounds. But his paws are bigger than hands. He's by far the biggest dog in Virginia Beach. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, he's so big.
When he was a puppy, he might eat a flower. Now he swipes anything that's left out of place.
What are you?
What do you have? If you find a child with their hand in a cookie jar, is the look that this dog gives you.
So why did you decide to get another dog?
I don't even know where to start this one, man. It's insanity, right? I've got a dog that's destroying the house, so let's get another dog to help destroy the house. And I was like, oh, he looks like a little miniature Pooh Bear. And his name was Yogi Bear. They immediately bonded. Man, they have been so nice to each other and sweet. Yogi! And then, boom, the mischievous behavior starts to come out, right? I mean, these guys are like Batman and Robin out to take me down.
He said,
what did you do with Yogi? What are you doing? It's kind of like the older brother and the younger brother, right? The older brother gets caught most of the time, and the younger brother gets away with everything. It's a cool dynamic that they have. Yogi's the fire. He's the little dog that thinks he's the big dog. And Pooh is the water, the big dog that doesn't know how big he is. It's insanity, but I can always get another window or a couch. What? I can't buy another Yogi Bear. I can't buy another Pooh Bear.
I know when I lost my dog, it seems like after you lose them, if something like bad happens, like not even when something bad happens, but you'll go in the room and you'll see like the wall that they messed up or like something that they ripped up, a sneaker or something like that. And you'll be glad that you didn't fix that area. I know you'll be like mad when it happens, How many people actually went through that and really had a dog that they loved, but they lost it to like old age? But it tore up a lot of your stuff, maybe your windows or whatever like that. But y'all know, y'all don't care about that. So you probably get mad while you're going through it, like this damn dog. But you let somebody else mess with your dog. Y'all ain't gonna let nobody else mess with. Wait a minute, that's my baby. Talking about can you put the dog up when I come over there? I be saying stuff like, he lives here. If you want him to, I might have to meet you outside because I ain't putting no dog up. Don't you have a cage? Hell no, I ain't got no cage for no dog. He got his own room and his own bed though. And if y'all trying to make some money, hit that link in the description where you're gonna be able to make up to $440 today. That's right. There's 2 different surveys in there. You guys will make some money and I'll be able to make some money too. Because every survey you finish, I get a little taste of it. So guess what? Go ahead and get a survey done. See if you guys can make some money. And if you're trying to promote your business, you might be a traveling salesman. You might be a lawn doctor. You could be a lawyer. I don't know what you do, but we're trying to help you get your business out there. How are we trying to do that? We want you to send us your advertisements, your promotions, your incentives to try to get more people over to you. But the only thing that we're going to ask is that you put it in a 1080 by 1080 size frame, because that is the size that YouTube requires. Not me. YouTube requires that, you guys. You know what I'm talking about, right? And when you try to put the picture up there, the next thing you know, it's all big and sideways and it's not showing all of the letters and stuff. That's why I always say 1080 by 1080 size frame, you guys. And then what do we have coming up and available in stores? Yeah, we got Big Drip Hard Punch. That's that Big Drip Hard Punch, 14% alcohol, got to tell you that. You can get it on the website as well. But this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about this right now. We're talking about the Show Your Talent Search, where you can make $250 if you got talent. That's right, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. We're coming to your borough, and that's right, your boy BOOGOTTINYC is the host, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. That's right, you guys want to be a part of the talent show, and with my DJ, you know who my DJ is, DJ Don Dada from Black Ink Crew, formerly from Black Ink Crew. We turn up, we do the events. You guys can go live now and actually be a part of the Show Your Talent Search, where you could possibly win the $250, right? And then after we do the grand finale and bring everybody together from all the boroughs and get all of our finalists together, one person or group will be able to make the grand finale. That's $1,000 right there. How do you want to be a part of the talent show? All you got to do is go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Put your email address in the email area. We're going to give you updates and let you know where we're at. So not only are we going to be doing it live, but you guys can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to sing real quick. Let me press this button. Boop. And guess what? If you win, boom, $250 to you. And like I said, once we get all the people together, somebody's going to win $1,000. I got to get us out of here with some prayers for Tuesday. I got to make sure that everybody's covered, everybody is blessed, everybody is taken care of, everybody's thought about is secure, everybody's family is prayed for. That's what we're doing right now for success, for good times and happy times throughout the season, as well as security, you guys. We got to pray for Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, Terry Cone, Dustin, Liberty and Justice, Miss Swanza, CJ the Cat, Brian. We got Batty Lynn in the building. I see you up in here. I see you, Karen. I see you, Casey. I also see who that's right there. Life begins with the seed. That's right, you guys. Oh, that's right. CJ the Cat, Liberty and Justice. Who that? Sam Champion. Can't forget about Mark Dorfman. Can't forget about Jeffrey Spilker. Can't forget about Sam. Oh, I said it already. And Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, we hope that your health is 100% love. We pray for you every single day. Amen. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for another episode on Hump Day. So with that being said, get 'em. Peace.